In this video, we're going to be exploring how to find the greatest common factor, also known as the GCF, greatest common factor. The first thing that you need to do when you're finding the greatest common factor is look at the numbers that you're comparing. You're going to see that it's going to see GCF, parentheses, 12, 24, or whatever two numbers you're exploring. The first way that you could find the greatest common factor is by making factor rainbows. You may have done this before in 5th grade. For factor rainbows, we want to find all of the fact pairs that result in a product of 12. So you're going to want to start with the first fact pair. Start with 1 and 12. Remember that all numbers always have a factor of 1 and of themselves. So 1 and 12 is the first fact pair that we're going to include in our factor rainbow for 12. Next, I go on to the next number and I say, does anything times 2 give a product of 12? And I know that 2 times 6 equals 12. So I move on to 3. I know that 3 times 4 equals 12. So they are also factors. Now, because my 3 and my 4 have kind of met in the middle as we're going over this way, I know that my factor rainbow is done. I want to double check and make sure that all my facts have a pair, all my factors have a pair, so I'm going to draw my rainbow. 3 times 4 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, and 1 times 12 is 12. Next, I'm going to do the same thing for my second number, 24. I know 1 times 24 is 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. The only number left between 4 and 6 is 5, and I know 5 is not a factor of 24, so my factor rainbow's done. I can double check by connecting my pairs and making sure that they all result in the correct number. Now, if I'm looking for the greatest common factor, I'm looking for the factor that both 12 and 24 share. That's the biggest. So I see that they have 1 in common. They also have 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 in common. So I think to myself, well, which one of those is the biggest? Obviously, 12 is the largest factor that they share. So the greatest common factor of 12 and 24 is 12.